Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Victoria Danielle and this is Legal Beauty. If you are not subscribed, please make sure you hit that subscription button and you also hit the notification button so you can be updated whenever I post a new video. I will be posting every Sunday and Wednesday. So today I did want to review the new Fenty Concealer along with the new Fenty Powder. I'm really excited to try this because I love Rihanna's products. She makes great makeup. Her stuff always smells so good and it always looks so great on the skin, so I'm really excited and really hopeful for this concealer. Usually I gravitate towards the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. That is like the #1 on the beauty market, so I'm really interested to see like how I feel about this. Is it similar to Shape Tape? Is it not? Is it good coverage? Is it bad coverage? Is it good for your money? Is it bad for your money? So let's jump into all of that. The Fenty Concealer carton, it has the Fenty Beauty logo on it and talks about the concealer, explaining that it is Pro Filter Concealer. It also looks like her signature may be on the box. When you take her concealer out of the box, it looks just like her foundation. It comes in a plastic container. And then when you unscrew the cap, it is a wand applicator. It's a small wand, it's not very big and bulky. So I'm going to apply. I have my handy dandy peacock mirror to help me. I'm going to kind of just go under my eye where my problem areas are, as well as it'll also help brighten. So just kind of drag that along the nose. I'm going to apply a line down the middle of my nose where I already contoured. I'm also going to apply some on the side of my face where I had originally contoured. I had done a liquid contour. Do the same thing on the other side. Brighten up where we contoured, as well as do our under eye on this side. Just kind of hide any bags under there and kind of go down the nose to brighten up that area. And we'll also dip some onto our forehead, just kind of brighten up that area as well as our chin. So now this is what we look like up close. This is what the concealer looks like. It looks thick, but it's actually not that thick. It's actually really pretty thin, but the coverage is great. Like I feel like this is gonna work. I feel very positive. So we'll blend that in and we'll see how much it covers, but I have to say, like, the formula feels great. It feels very silky. It feels very smooth on your skin. And just so I can do a swatch for you, the shade I'm using for my concealer is in the shade 140. So I'll swatch that out on my hands for you so you can see just what the color looks like. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to tell my shade compared to your shade by looking it on my hand, but you can see that this is the shade 140. So if you are my skin tone, you can see what it looks like. And as you can see, like, the formula, it has a nice slight shine to it, and it's very creamy, which I love. It has a soft look to the skin. I'm going to take a beauty blender. This one's really gross. Sorry about that, guys. And I'm going to spray it with some MAC Fix Plus just to kind of dampen it, because I want to make sure this gets pressed evenly into the skin and kind of melts with everything else. Let's start pushing that into the skin. I always start from the inner corner and work outward. And just kind of work all that in. Just kind of push everything into the skin, kind of work it out. Guys, this is incredible concealer. You can see that it's already picked up a lot of the bags that were underneath my eye, and this is only with one sweep. So I feel like if we put another coat on, that'll kind of seal everything together. I feel like this is a lot thinner of a formula compared to most concealers, which is really nice, and it also provides a lot of coverage, which usually you need a thick concealer in order to do that, but this concealer is so amazing so far. I feel like the consistency of it is great. It has covered pretty decently. So let's apply a second coat and then we'll see what happens. What do we think, guys? This is the second coat. I'm quite surprised. I wasn't expecting like high coverage because I feel like nothing can beat Shape Tape. I still wouldn't say this beats Shape Tape. Like, as you can see, you can still see a little bit, but the coverage is pretty decent, especially on the outer corners of my eye. Like, it's doing a pretty good job, and I feel like when we set it with powder, like, let's hope and pray that it does not crease, but I feel like it's going to be good. I feel like once the powder sets in, it's going to kind of like hold everything and lock everything together, but let's pray because I'm a little worried. To set my concealer, I'm going to be using a brush from Morphe, the Morphe 501 brush. It's very fluffy on the end. This is what the Fenty finishing powder looks like. It comes in a really nice plastic container with a silver topping. It is made pretty well. So let's open it up. Ooh. So weird, I'm sorry. So this is what the powder looks like inside of the bottle or container. Let's go with container. So you can see it has a light little yellow shade to it, even though this is their translucent powder. So let me just dip my... Ooh, and it just went flying. This is the powder. So it does have a little yellowish to it. So I'm dipping my Morphe brush into it, and I'm going to bake under my eye and just pack it on in there. Just pack it under the eye. Her stuff smells so friggin' good. Like, I just want to eat it. It smells so sweet. Oh my god. Girl, this fallout is crazy. I look like I was doing something not so good. But however, it's okay because we're going to brush it off anyway. Oh my god, that was too much powder. It's all good, it's all good in the hood. Pop some up here because we had some highlight up here. Just kind of pop down there. So let's zoom in on how crazy I look. I look crazy. However, we're going to wait 5 minutes, we're going to dust this off, and we're going to see what happens. So it's been enough time, so I'm going to sweep off this extra powder. So as you can see, the powder, I'm kind of about the powder because it is settling into the concealer, so I feel like that's not so good, but at the same time I feel like it did a great job at blurring. I feel like it reduced the appearance of the lines a lot. I just don't like how it kind of sat underneath the eye a little bit. But maybe as it sits in the skin, that will reduce. So what I'll do is I'll see how it is in a couple hours, and then I'll leave a little note in the box below and let you know, like, if it settled into the skin better or worse or creased or anything like that. But I have to say the coverage is pretty good. It's reduced the appearance of the lines by a lot. Just not a fan of the powder really settling into the creases. But let me put some finishing powder on my face and come back and we'll see. Hi guys, so I am back. I set everything, I put my bronzer on, and I put some blush and some highlight, And I feel like mixed with everything else, this is amazing. I love this concealer. I feel like there is so much coverage. I'm gonna come up close so you guys can see. Like, after I put my top setting powder on, it kind of locked everything in together. So for me, since I am so fair, I can't just put translucent powder and bake. I have to set my face so that my color kind of comes together, because otherwise I'm too many different colors. I can't just be bright. I have to set the brightness with not only a translucent powder, but I have to set it completely so that my coloration kicks in. So you can see, I'll zoom in, look at that. That concealer, amazing. Especially for a lightweight concealer, like it was not heavy at all, and it reduced those veins I have and those dark circles. Like wow, that's incredible. I love this concealer. Love it, love it, love it, love it. This concealer is $26 on the market. I feel like that is a great price for a concealer, especially since it is a lightweight concealer, but it does provide high coverage. Again, this is $26 and you're getting 8 milliliters, 0.27 fluid ounces, so you're getting a decent amount. And like, I feel like this is going to take a while for me to go through. So for $26, I think it's definitely worth the buy, especially because there is a good amount of coverage, even though it is a lightweight concealer. I'm extremely impressed with this concealer. I mean, it's amazing. So this is definitely worth the buy. This is incredible. If you don't have this concealer, you need this concealer, especially because sometimes we don't want to continue using the same concealer. And if you don't want a heavy concealer, but you need something that's going to cover underneath your eyes, this is perfect because it's not super heavy, but it has a thick formula that it covers as long as you set. Oh my god, if you set it, it's just perfect. So that is why you need this concealer, because it will get rid of all your ugly lines that you hate, especially your veins like me. I look like a vampire, but this stuff is amazing. For the Fenty powder, you can live without it. It's not a must-have. I've used better powders to bake with. I feel like it was kind of lightweight for a powder, and again, it did have a yellow tint to it, so it wasn't pure white. So I felt like it left a little of a yellow residue under my eye, and it kind of settled in with the concealer. I would like to try this with a different concealer to see if maybe it's just not a good combo, these two formulas together, but we will try and try it on a different concealer and see how that works. But and I can give you a review on that. However, I mean, it's not a must-have. Other translucent powders that you are much better. However, for the formula, I mean, it's not a terrible setter. I feel like it does do the job. It just settles into the creases where you highlighted or covered or concealed, which I'm not a fan of, but it's not terrible. Now this retails for $30. For the amount you're getting in the container, it is worth it, and for the packaging, it's beautiful. However, again, like I said, it's not the best setting powder that I've ever used. So from that price standpoint, if you're going to buy something that's kind of on the pricier end, you should buy something that really works and is like the best on the market. But if you're a sucker for packaging and you're not looking for an overall super high bake, like if you're not looking for an extreme bake, then you may actually like this product. I'm not against the powder. I think it's really good. It would be better if we tried a different concealer with it, but I feel like it just wasn't a good match with this. This is $30 and this is $26, so really depending on your price range as well as what kind of coverage you're looking for. This is lightweight concealer, however it is a pretty high coverage as long as you set it or you bake it with a translucent powder. This, however, does set into your creases, which I'm not a fan of. However, I'm wondering how it'll do over time, but it's not terrible, but it's not the best setting powder I have ever used. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love all of you so much, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscription button, as there will be a new video up Wednesday, and also make sure you hit the notification bell so you get the notification when I do upload. I love all of you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.